Fest consisted of 4 events around the theme, Making a Difference, where students have applied their STEM skills for addressing several sustainable development goals.
Refreshing the journey of Atal Tinkering Fest Technasia, we would like to present a short video providing glimpses of these cherished memories.
I hope you all agree with me, that was indeed amazing. We are also proud to share with you the overwhelming response that we got this year by getting the association of 38 schools and 180 participants. The ideas presented by the participants were extremely creative, making judgment a daunting task for the judges. This year, we had 4 events under this competition, namely Arduino Exploration, Game Changers, Mission Doodle, and Innovision.
So now let us start with our very first event, Arduino Exploration. To create is to conquer with your own 2 hands. It was a competition for brilliant minds and restless hands that create Arduino-based projects to make a difference.
The event was judged by eminent panelists consisting of Mr. Manas Kumar Devangan, Mr. Sumant Tiwari, and Mr. Mahendra Kumar Yadav, technical trainers, UFS Learning. They've also judged the event Game Changers.
So let us tarry no longer as we bring to you the results for Event 1.
The third position is backed by Siddharth International School, Wazirabad.
And the second position goes to Ahlcon Public School.
The first position is backed by none other than Gurukul the school. Many congratulations to everyone who participated. A round of applause for all of you. We would now like to present the video of the project of the winning team.
We all know that water is elixir of life, and a lot of water is wasted every day due to leakage and because there are no proper checking or monitoring systems in the water supply management. According to this, a lot of water is wasted, and to overcome this problem, we started working on an open source and an affordable project that would also allow a layman to monitor live statistics about water flow and control. Our project was achieved using the development board Arduino. It is one of its kind because it also allows you to store data on web for future references, and you can also control it via live monitoring. So, what is our project all about? We have got four components in our project. One of them is the water flow sensor. Second is the main computing board, which is Arduino Uno, and then we have got an HC05 Bluetooth module. Last of all, we have got this OLED display that displays the live statistic data, which can also be seen via our Android app that has been developed by us. So, how do we use this system to monitor flow rate? First of all, this water sensor is connected with the Arduino and gives the data output to Arduino, and water passes through it. Secondly, this data is transmitted to Bluetooth module and the OLED display. The OLED display has got a very easy to use layout in which flow rate is displayed as liter per minute and total volume that has been ejected using the water flow sensor is displayed. And the Bluetooth module relays the information to any connected device which has our Android app, and it can be used to see the live statistics if you are not near the setup. So, we chose this project because all of us have to conserve nature and have to contribute to it. Thank you.
Wow, that was a wonderful presentation. The presence of our director, Dr. Ashok Pandey, has shaped the conditions for our teachers and students to learn and succeed. He has always been the backbone to our efforts. So now we would like to invite you, sir, to say a few words.
Thank you, Anushka and Pankuri. Thank you, the entire organizing team led by Nidhi, Karuna, Pooja, and if I'm forgetting any name, you will pardon me. Sanjay, welcome back. Seeing you after a long time on the screen. I hope you're doing well and recovering very fast. My very distinguished guests, Professor Sujit, Professor Sridhar, Ms. Deepthi, Principal Dr. Best, my colleagues from both the schools. I'm very, very delighted. Atal Tinkering Lab is very close to my heart. Many of you would know it. With what passion and dedication we set up this lab on the topmost floor of our school. Nidhi almost put every brick into it, running up and down from ground floor to the fourth floor. I don't know how did she manage it. So I'm reminded of those days, but that fruit of labor has come out well. I'm very happy to know and see the kind of work that the innovative students have done over the years. This year's fest that you have again is testimony to your ability to think, your ability to innovate, your ability to put science for the larger good of the society and global challenges. So my heartiest congratulations to all of you. I just had a glimpse of this first prize winner based on the Arduino coding system and language, and that has been put to use to conserve water. So that itself gives me a delight that you are thinking in a very right direction. I have always maintained that science is a beautiful language. It is a channel to knowledge, to create knowledge, to multiply knowledge, and its beauty cannot be described in few words. But having said that, I also know if science is not used mindfully, and if it is not used for the transformation of the society, it can also bring a lot of disaster. And therefore, science and technology, I'm of the opinion, is a value neutral thing. They do not know what use I will be put to. And therefore, it is in the hands of the human beings as to how we make the best use of science and scientific innovations and discoveries. But yes, schools, and that too schools like ours, where children are coming at the age of 3, we call ourselves K to 12 school. And if we can ignite that curiosity, if we can give you opportunity, if we can allow you to make mistakes and mess up things, if we can allow you to ask questions, I think your the flame and the fire that you have in you to do something for the society can be enlivened and it can be enriched. And that is what the purpose of our schools is. The next thing which is coming to my mind is, if anybody has any doubt as to what societal good we have to bring things to use, I think you have already very well integrated it into this fest, and those are 17 goals. And those 17 goals are into our DNA, as all of you know. And out of those 17 goals and 169 targets, you have already been given the curriculum of your scientific invention. So if you have any doubt, you start thinking that how can I use my knowledge of science and innovation and the coding to ensure that poverty is mitigated, hunger is mitigated, we can make clean energy, how can our buildings be more clean as far as energy is concerned, pollution is concerned, how we can solve the societal problems in terms of, let us say, making predictions about the weather conditions, about floods, about excess of water, about cyclones, and how we can make the entire society very inclusive. Because if we do not include everybody into it, and if science does not have an answer to it, I think we will be insulting a whole lot of population, and the knowledge will be put to shame rather than to glory if it has not responded to the inner urges and inner requirements and inner essentials of the human being. So I'm sure you are all aware of it. Your this fest and the activities that you have displayed is a testimony to that. I'm saying it again. I'm very happy. Congratulate Sanjay and your team and the entire ATL Fest organizing committee for having come out even in these times when we are bogged down by so many other things. But you gave your time and your energy and your thought processes to put it all together. So I take this opportunity once again to congratulate you, to wish you the best. And I wish to see you all making great contributions to the society through your scientific innovations and tinkerings. Thank you very much. Over to you, Anushka.
Thank you very much, sir. They were truly exceptionally wise words. Now, moving on to our second event.
Life is a game and its controller is in your hands. All you have to know is how to play it. Applauding the participants who made a change with the game. They showed us all gaming isn't really just a waste of time. Firstly, we would like to mention a worthy project from Ahlcon International School since we were not competing. Yashis Yagir and Suryansh Tiwari developed a game on Scratch titled Save the Earth.
Onwards to the results of Category 1, which included students from class 6 to 8. The third position goes to Indraprasth World School, Paschim Vihar.
The second position goes to Tagore International School, Vasant Vihar.
And the first position is bagged by none other than Delhi Public School, Noida.
Many compliments to our winners and a huge round of applause for everyone here.
Now, here is a video presenting the entry of the winning team.
Welcome to the demo video for Operation Kai Clean. This game has been made by me, Arush Mittal and Atal Mittal for the ATL Fest Technasia. Let's get into this game. So this game is basically about cleaning up the ocean because it has been polluted a lot. And so first, let's just play. So as you can see, we've started with 1000 seconds, and this game is meant to be played for around 1000 seconds, and you are supposed to put 20 pieces of trash into this trash recycler, which might sound easy but is really not. The only way we can pull these objects is through this grappling gun. And see, I just put it inside the trash recycler and the pollution level went down. So as the pollution level goes down, the color of the sea also changes from black and grayish to light blue. Alright, so there's a lot of pollution. The only sea animals left are corals and nothing else. And oxygen level also goes down as we go inside the water. When we come out, it starts filling back up. So the main aim of the game is to put all the 20 pieces of trash within the trash recycler and to give it more, intensity and more urgency. So we have added this time. Alright, so winning is quite difficult right now as this video is supposed to be around only 3 minutes, and this game lasts for around 15 to 20 minutes at a stretch, 15 to 16 minutes at a stretch. So let me just show you what it seems like when we die. The oxygen is going down and down and down, and will be presented with the, as you can see, as we were dying. Let me show that again. As we were dying, the vignette of the for the screen, it's increasing. Notice how it's going back around the corners and stuff. Yeah, it's going bluish and darkish as we are losing oxygen and struggling for it. So yeah, that's the main aim. We are supposed to not die due to depletion of oxygen, and instead put all of the trash within that trash recycler within 1000 seconds. When we win, it shows us the time taken for us to win, and when we lose, it shows us the trash zone. So thanks for joining me to basically get an idea of what this game really is. Thank you, and hope you have fun while playing it.
Brilliant, very nice.
Wow, that was a game. That is a game I would truly enjoy playing. Now, for the results of Category 2, including participants from 9th to 12th standard. The third position goes to Mount Abu School.
The second position is shared by Ahlcon Public School and DRDAV Centenary Public School.
And the first position is bagged by none other than Gurukul School, Ghaziabad.
Many compliments to our winners and a huge round of applause for everyone here.
Now, let us take a look at the winning presentation for this event. The audio for the same has been muted due to copyright issues.
I think there's sound which is not coming, I think. Anushka.
Sunita ma'am, due to copyright issues, we have just muted it.
Okay.
What a wonderful presentation. Before proceeding to the other events, we would like to invite our respected principal sir, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, without whose unflinching and constant support and guidance, we wouldn't be here in this wonderful moment to address the gathering.
Thank you, Anushka. Uh, Allow me to share my screen. So, very good afternoon to everyone. And let me take this opportunity to welcome as well as express my gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Sujit Banerjee, our guest of honor, Dr. Sridhar, Director Ahlcon Schools, Dr. Ashok Pandey, Principal APS, Dr. Deepak, other school principals, Ms. Deepthi, Mr. Manas, Mr. Sumant, Mr. Mahendra, our alumni Anshul and Vinayak, colleagues from APS and AIS, the organizing committee Technasia 2020, and all the participating 40 schools and their enthusiastic participants. Of course, my wonderful colleagues from science department who have put in their heart and soul in organizing this event. Just think. Few things which I would love to share, and I'm sure the whole thought behind this event is innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. So if you have grown up in country like India, like we have all grown up, the word jugaad is something that we have lived with. It means finding an innovative solution to a problem arising out of very limited resources. From my childhood, I have seen diesel engines fixed on a cart, which could create an ingenious version of a motorized transport, which is used in villages in UP and Punjab. And this is what was called jugaad. That was my first introduction to the word jugaad. Being creative is to be able to generate or come up with ideas. When a child thinks of an idea, even if it is a naughty one, he or she is being creative. While creativity is a thinking process, innovation becomes productive and it is putting idea into practice. So innovation adds value to the idea, which otherwise remains just an idea. For example, idea is linked to the seed, then innovation is the plant, which results from nurturing. Atal Innovation Mission, AIM, which is aimed to innovate by Niti Aayog. That's our National Institute for Transforming India. It's a great initiative by the government of India. And at Ahlcon, we are committed to innovation. So here is my version of innovation in Ahlcon, where I is in vision, then comes N from ingenuity, brainstorming, teamwork, motivation, creativity, incentive, inspiration, development, and planning. This is how we have perceived innovation at Alcon. And briefly, let me give you a virtual tour of our ATL lab, where a lot of action is happening. And I'm happy to see that our children from middle to senior school, they very enthusiastically participate, innovate, learn, and create. So with these few thoughts, few concluding thoughts, let me give you. Each act of innovation is a unique feat, a leap of the individual or the collective imagination that can be neither predicted or replicated. So, children, you need to think of creativity not as a mysterious gift of the talented few, but as the everyday task of making non obvious connections, bringing together things that don't normally go together. I'm sure there has been a lot of learning and you have made best use of participating in Technasia 2.0. And I wish every participant the very best. And I'm sure together as a nation, we will move forward. Best wishes. Thank you.
We thank you, sir, for your kind and wise words that have forever inspired us to put our best foot forward.
Now, next up, we have event 3, Mission Doodle. All of time and space, everywhere and anywhere. Every star that ever was, ever will be. Where do you want to start? Absolutely psyched for Mission Doodle, where the hearts that beat for traveling the dark abyss beyond found a home. Quite literally, with their very own space station design.
The event was judged by Mr. Vinayak Verma, an alumni of Ahlcon International School, currently working with Hyundai Mobis in R&D.
Now to the much awaited results.
The third position goes to Gurukul School, Ghaziabad.
The second position goes to Alcon Public School.
And the first position is backed by none other than Indraprasth Global School, Noida.
Commending the efforts of all our worthy participants. Can we hear it for them? Now presenting to you the winning entry.
That was amazing. Don't you agree with me? Moving on, it is with great pride that we announce the presence of a highly revered chief guest, Dr. Sujeet Banerjee. He has done his graduation in electrical engineering and pursued his management studies from Delhi University. He has been engaged in formation and implementation of programs related to innovation, incubation, and entrepreneurship development for the past 25 years.
Currently, he is engaged in science communication, popularization, and outreach programs in the Department of Science and Technology. He is the National Program Coordinator of flagship programs, National Children's Science Congress, and Initiative in Research and Innovation in STEM.
To mitigate the impact of COVID 19 on the Indian startups and small business entities, he has been involved in various panel discussions, webinars, and student interactions in a large number of colleges and universities. We request you, sir, to share with us your words of wisdom.
Thank you. um, well, all the dignitaries present here. I hope I'm audible. Or should I increase my volume?
No,
So
sir,
you are
you're
audible.
completely audible.
So thank you. So all the dignitaries present here, Dr. Pandey, Dr. Sanjay Yadav, all the principals, faculty, students. It's quite a it's quite a pleasure to talk to the students. I don't know how many of the students are present here, but to talk to students, their faculty, to the school, because you are a system. I'm not going by any presentation or this thing. I'm just speaking impromptu. I may be a bit carried away and inconsistent. Please pardon me. So a program of this sort gives me an opportunity to kind of speak out my mind and kind of be very give you a frank idea of what my experience has been. And it's been wonderful. This Technasia and programs of this kind, it kind of wakes up a child, wakes up a sleeping innovator. And the child then, every child has, I believe, a potential to do something, which he sometimes does not do. Many a times he does not do because he does not get a chance to do it, a chance to express himself, and kind of ecosystem does not support. So first of all, before I say anything further, I must congratulate all the winning teams, their faculty members, the schools, and also the organizers of Technasia 2020 who made it possible for the winning teams to come to the limelight. A lot of ideas have been germinated, a lot of thoughts have been put into this from at the organizer level as well as at the participants level. And that is how an ecosystem is built. That is how a thriving economy, a thriving ecosystem, an innovative ecosystem is built. Participation from all the players, all the stakeholders. Sir, this is for you. All the students in ATL, they talk about technology, but the technology comes at the hammered by technology. I'm still there. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So
You
Yes,
can
sir.
hear and see me. Good. I don't know. This is again a technology. You see, I remember Murphy's law. If anything can go bad, will go bad. Okay. So this is the point I was making. And this is what you see is too much of dependence on technology without understanding the whole process, without getting the whole picture, the bigger picture. So we must tell our students to have a critical thinking. This word critical thinking is very close, oft used word by me, and I saw it's there in your brochure itself. Critical thinking. What do we want? What is the problem? Make a problem statement. Having made a problem statement, start asking questions. Is it a critical problem? Does it require my attention, my intervention? If the answer to majority of the questions is yes, it is a topic worth pursuing. Because I have seen children, and I'm telling you this because next year also, there'll be a Technasia, there'll be ATL activities, and then you must tell this to the children. It is not the technology demonstration per se, the ATLs, the Atal Innovation Mission. Technology demonstration will lead nowhere unless we are solving a societal problem, unless we are solving a problem which, a specific problem, let's say potable water, green energy, or maybe clean air. So we must encourage the children to have critical thinking and start questioning. Not that Nidhi is a teacher of science and Nidhi tells X plus Y is Z. And every student say, yes, ma'am, X plus Y is Z. I would love to hear that student out who says, no, ma'am, X plus Y need not be Z, it could be Z square. Think differently. Think differently. Sanjay sir quoted Steve Jobs. I would also love to quote Steve Jobs. In one of the events, he said, think differently. You need not follow the herd. So this characteristics, this trait, we have to imbibe in our children. Children, you must think differently. Of course, you have to follow a syllabus. Of course, you have to write your exams. Of course, you are stereotyped into a certain educational ecosystem. I'm not saying you just break out from that, but think differently, staying within the system. Then ideate. If this is the problem, how can I solve it? Bring out ideas. Bring out ideas. That is the solution, possible solution. Why I say possible? Because if you say a solution, there is always 99% possibility that it may not be a successful one. And that brings me to success versus failure. Earlier, what used to happen is if someone did not pass an exam, if someone was not successful in his endeavors, in his efforts, we used to look down upon him. He's a failure. Pass nahi kar paya. Successful nahi ban paya. Business chala nahi. These days, nowadays, the failure is not a taboo. I have visited Silicon Valley so many times and I have interacted with serial entrepreneurs. You know what they say? They will tell, well, after I graduated, I started this company. It was not successful. I sold it off. Or I started this company. When the valuation was, let's say, 100 millions, I sold it off. I started another company. It was a failure. So success and the failure, both are the different sides of the same coin. Take it in your stride. Even if you are not successful in one endeavor, you may be successful in the other. And that failure adds to your CV. When a child goes for seeking a job in the industry does not just see how much successful he has been in his life. They also see whether he has met with a failure, but has he learned from the failure? That is what is also judged. So don't just lose your heart if you don't succeed in the first efforts. Things are in a dynamic world, dynamic, fluid situation these days. If you remember, in the month of March, April, there was a huge scarcity of masks and hand sanitizers. And as a part of the department's effort, I was a part of this, manufacturing of the masks, hand sanitizers, the ventilators, respiratory support system. We did huge support to the startups and the industries. Yesterday only I read 100 units of mask making units have shut down. Why? There's a huge inventory pile up. If everyone uses mask, produces mask, and the use remains static or may go up incrementally, of course there will be a saturation. And it is a normal business process. There is nothing to get disheartened. This is, like someone who's born will die. So similarly, not all business need to be successful. We have to tell success versus failure, this analysis to our children, even in their academic life, need not necessarily be in the business or startup environment. Then comes, I would love my children to do some research. They need not do a PhD kind of a research, but the more they investigate, investigative research, the more they investigate, the more they try to find out, they learn more. And the more they try to find out from different sources, Google for once. Whenever, I am in need of some information, I Google it. Google is the prime source of information for me. And of course, there are other literature, search, etc. But the more I know, the more I enjoy. I don't go by stereotyped NCERT textbook. So children should be encouraged to find out something from different sources on their own. This is their level of research. I'm not asking them to do a PhD. And when they find out all this, I'm sure 100% of the children would love to do the things the way they want to do, differently. They will not like to tread a beaten path. They would love to create their own path. आपने देखा होगा कभी बच्चे बड़ा जिद करते हैं, ऐसा करना है, ये चाहिए मम्मा, वो चाहिए मम्मा. That's because of their creativity. That's because they don't want to listen to the beaten advice of the oft repeated advice of their mother. Beta, sham ho gayi hai, doodh pee lo. Kahega ji, abhi doodh nahi peena. He may be right, no? He doesn't need milk. He's not feeling hungry and he doesn't at all like milk. Once I asked an orthopedic, do I need milk? No. It's only the human beings who need milk at the adult stage. Look at any animal. No one needs milk. Views differ. I'm not going into that. But the point is, the zeal to do something differently, the willingness to do something differently, we must not kill in students. They must be allowed to be creative. Of course, in CBSE syllabus and all, when they follow, then it cannot be too this thing. And that is where this Atal Innovation Mission and Atal Tinkering Labs, Technasia 2020 kind of programs are extremely helpful and beneficial for a student to express their creativity. And you are doing a wonderful job in making it happen. Now I have so far not talked about technology. I'm an engineer. I have done my MBA. I work in a scientific department where science, technology, research, everything goes every second. We breathe out science and we breathe in technology kind of stuff. But I have not talked about technology. To our students, we have to make very clear that they should have a creative thinking, that they should develop their own concept, idea, research-based idea. They should have create some innovation. But at the implementation stage, when they do the coding and all, then technology comes. If they miss the bigger picture and just concentrate on technology, the technology gets outdated, overrun very fast. Every year, Apple introduces a new phone. Last year, it was A14 chip. This year, this is some other chip, so on and so forth. So how long would you pursue the technology unless you derive a value out of the technology? Unless you solve a problem, you create a value for the system or the society. So our children are very much enamored, very much focused on technology, good for them. But if they want to use the technology, create a value, they must also create a bigger picture. Technology per se will not be able to add value to the society. The application of the technology. And how technology, another important thing, how technology will add value to the society, we have to have an inclusiveness in the application of technology. See, at the beginning of the lockdown, let's say prior to the lockdown, how many of us were doing video conferencing? I never did. To tell you frankly, I'm a very tech savvy person. I never even use the FaceTime of my iPhone. We just did the video call and video this thing in the WhatsApp when my brother-in-law used to, and his wife. Brother-in-law lives in one place of Australia, sister-in-law lives in another place, so they get together and do a video conferencing call from Australia, and we chatted free of cost, almost. But talk to someone today, even the housewives are doing Zoom calls, Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, so on and so forth, GoToMeeting, and so on and so forth. So technology must have an inclusiveness. It should be connected to the society and deliver the needs of the society. Okay, part of the technology is created and used to deliver the services to the niche sector. But we have to tell the children that if it is the technology you are working in, how you are going to improve the quality of life, the SDGs and all those things that we talk so very often, how you are going to do that. Otherwise, in our society, there will be two divisions, haves and have-nots. This is already there. Children who are not able to attend the online classes because they don't have, let's say, imagine a family of 4, 2 children, and from lower middle class, this thing, they don't have a computer at home, supposing, and all that they have is the phones of the parents. Now, the parents have to attend school, office. Some of them at least have to go physically once or twice in a week, or they have to be work from home, and the children are doing online classes. Sanjay sir, how is this problem going to be solved? So, I'm not asking a solution right now. Technology opens up a lot of gates, but it has to, solve problems of the society also. It has to take along society along with it. Otherwise, there is going to be a huge problem. And also, one more thing I want these children to imbibe is the presentation skill. Sadly, and this is more so for the students who would later on seek some admission in foreign universities. Not this year, of course, but maybe next or next to next year. The presentation skill should bring out the passion in you. You see, whenever a startup or person pitches for funding, let's say Sanjay sir is sitting and with his whole team or maybe two, 3 more possible investors, in 5 minutes, you are just given 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, the potential investor makes up his mind. So you have to be very passionate about your idea, very confident about your idea, and the presentations. आपने अपने शब्दों को से आप बेचना है आइडिया. वो आइडिया क्या है, उसका इंटरनल रेट ऑफ रिटर्न क्या है, ब्रेक इवन क्या है, वो सब तो बाद में आएगा. The investor sees how passionate you are, and that presentation skill is very important in all stages, whether it is viva voce of practicals of physics or chemistry, or an interview or a group discussion for a job. One has to kind of master this art. It has to come from inside. One cannot be reading out, एक बार मेरे को कहा था तुम जापान चले जाओ, ये presentation है, उधर जाके देना. I said, no, I'll not go. If I'm making a presentation, it will be my presentation. And since I'm not working in this area, I'll not go. I'll not make a presentation because I'll not do justice to this. And for my own subject, I don't need a presentation because I speak from my heart and my audience, I connect with my audience. So that's the point. We have to introduce the presentation skill, some soft skill training, because here what they have done, here they have created an innovative product. Now, some of them might like to go to or graduate to a startup stage at a later date. You never know. Because I have seen earlier in my times when I passed out from Delhi College of Engineering in 1984, there was frankly, no concept of entrepreneurship. We all went for job, 100%. Or maybe some of them went for the higher studies, MS or whatever, MTech. But right now, nowadays what happens, the children while studying, I have seen in this thing, Acharya Narendra Dev College, this guy was doing BCom honors, and in a part of the fest he was selling tablets, the Android based tabs. I was wondering, what is he doing? Tabs though one can buy from the market. And then I saw the applications. It is basically, he's not selling the tab. Tab is, let's say the cost is 10,000 rupees. He's selling it at 13,000 rupees. 3,000 rupees is the, amount of application that he's, bundling with it and selling. So children are this great, this, enlightened right now. We have to just create some ecosystem and steer them along in the right path. Technasia 2020 has created that ecosystem, and the children are participating in. I'm very happy to note that despite this pandemic, the participation is quite healthy participation. Next year, I foresee there'll be a lot many more. So I wish this program all the very best, and I congratulate the whole team who's involved with this, whether faculty position, student support, and all the very best. You have done an extremely wonderful job, and keep it up. Thank you, Sanjay sir, and I'll also like to thank Director Ashok Pandeji that he has created this ambience in the school, and I'm extremely privileged to be a part of it today. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thank
sir,
you,
so
Dr.
much.
for your
Banerjee.
inspiring words.
Thank you very much. Very inspiring, Dr. Sujit.
Thank you, sir.
Last, but definitely not the least, even number 4, innovation. Code is like humor. If you have to explain it, it's bad. Let us now put on our coding capes, as brought to us is the hot topic of today. Making apps that hold the potential to change the world for the better.
The judge for this event was Mr. Anshul Gupta, an alumni of Ahlcon International School, currently working as a software engineer with Salesforce.
Hating to keep you waiting, we present to you the results of Category 1.
Firstly, we would like to mention a project by Ahlcon International School students by Vidukant Bansal and Riva Upadhyay, who developed an app called Food Shore, aimed at connecting food donors with people in need. Now, onwards with the winners. The third position goes to Indraprasth Global School, Noida.
The second position goes to Delhi Public School, Noida.
And the first position is bagged by none other than Gurukul the School, Ghaziabad.
A thunderous round of applause for each and every one of you. Many, many congratulations. Now about the app made by the winning team. COVID Bunker is a web app designed for making the people aware of COVID-19. It is made by using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Now, as the third stage of COVID-19 has started in India, we have to take extra care. This web app makes the people aware of the precautions, the symptoms, and the COVID-19 cases across the country. It also comes with a chat bot for assistance and has news headlines which will always keep you updated with the current information.
Now presenting to you the winners of the second category.
Worthy of a mention, we have Somil Sehgal from Ahlcon International School, who developed a mobile app, LHEO, Let's Help Each Other. It is published and available on Google Play. It allows people to come together, interact, and find solutions to each other's problems. Onwards with the results.
The third position goes to DAV Public School, Rohini.
The second position goes to Gyan Bharati School, Saket.
And the first position is bagged by none other than Delhi Public School, Gurugram, Meerut Road.
Many, many compliments to our winners and a huge round of applause for them.
Now, a little bit about the winning entry from DPS Gurugram. The app fitness mantra is all about prioritizing health and fitness, the most vital and essential part of our lives. It is an app to accumulate all the important information related to topics such as physical health, mental health, and nutrition, which are important to understand and adhere to in order to lead a healthy life. Hence, users won't need to surf multiple sites. And now we invite our guest of honor, Dr. Sridhar Sivasubbu, PhD, Senior Principal Scientist, Head of Business Development, CSIR, Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, Delhi, Associate Professor, Faculty of Science, Academy of Scientific and Innovation Research, India.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Good afternoon, and I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, dignitaries. Our chief guest, Dr. Sujit Banerjee, Dr. Ashok Pandey, our honorable principal, Mr. Sanjay Yadav, the management, of course, faculty, students, and everybody else who has joined online for this nice, very informative event. This event really reminded me of a set of activities that we used to do for fun a few years ago, but then fell on the sidelines. I'm really reminded of that. That was called playing with genomes. I'm a genome scientist. I work with human genomes, and I'm very happy to see similar exercises being undertaken by schools around the country in terms of Atal innovation labs, fantastic presentations by students. I'm really happy that the school systems have finally decided to put in and nurture innovators. So of notice is what I really heard from the previous speakers is that technology should help science. Okay, so here is something that I really believe in. The technology cannot be imported. Okay, the technology that is required for science and society cannot be imported. It has to be homegrown, because the solutions have to be homegrown, and that will only happen when our young innovators in the schools learn the value of innovation. Our teachers learn how to nurture those innovations. Okay? And I really hope that efforts such as the Atal Innovation Labs, the Tinkering Labs, a decade from now, we would not be quoting the likes of Steve Jobs in our meetings. I would rather quote our Sharmas, our Guptas, our Pandyans, our Iyers, all the students from India. That would be a proud moment for me. And I'm pretty sure every school principal, every teacher, every student wants that to happen. With that, I congratulate all the winners, all the participants, and all the faculties who have mentored them for this wonderful event. Thank you, and back to our hosts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for these kind words.
Now, I request HM Senior School, Mr. Puneet Duggal, to please address this gathering.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Sujit, Dr. Sridhar, our director, sir, principal, sir, Dr. Deepak, sir, from Ahlcon Public, all HMs, AHMs, Deepti, our guest, judges, students, and teachers who are watching it on Zoom, and few of them are on YouTube also. Thank you, all the participating schools. Again, I would like to have a special mention for the Department of Science, Ahlcon International School, the way all of you have worked for this Atal Fest. And when I was in the initial meetings, I still remember that the way Nidhi has taken it up further along with all these young students. So it really reminds us all that such a beautiful lab we have in Ahlcon International School, and all these students, they do lot many things there, and I'm sure that zeal and passion is still there despite this pandemic, and that is the best part. And what I liked about this fest is that you are trying to solve a community problem and focusing on SDGs. because that is the way forward and that is the DNA as said by Director Sir. So my heartiest compliments and thank you to each one of you who is present right now, maybe on Zoom as well as on YouTube. So back to the host. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We also have a small correction and apologize for the same. For the second category of InnoVision, the first prize has been backed by DPS Ghaziabad. We apologize once again for the confusion. The first prize in the second category of InnoVision has been backed by DPS Ghaziabad. And now, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to our special guests from Ahlcon Public School and the STEM Academy of USA for sparing their valuable time. Lots of appreciation and regards for all the participating schools that made this event a success. Behind every successful program lies the manifold effort of a committed faculty. My sincere thanks to the second baton of warriors, that is the organizing committee consisting of our teachers and students who have made sure that this fest becomes a success and leaves an imprint on all those who have become a part of it. Your every effort and hard work is commendable.
As we all know, every new beginning comes with an ending of an old beginning. This event too must come to an end. With this, we draw down the curtains of Technasia 2020 with the hope of seeing you in another edition. And thank you all for your invaluable presence and support, which made this event possible.
Well, goodbyes really make my throat hurt, so
Ciao.
Beautiful. Very enriching.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Very nice event.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you, Dr. Sujit. If you're there, thank you once again. Thank you, Dr. Sridhar.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sridhar. And Sanjay, you are there?
Yes, sir.
You are okay, fine?
Yes, I'm fine, sir.